This is one of two greenhouses we have. We've spent a lot of money and put a lot of resources into growing our own transplants. And the other, in the garage, I showed you the Cedarman cedar that we use and the germ chambers we use to get stuff started. However, a couple of years ago, something went astray for us. We're not exactly sure what disease we have on this farm, but for some reason, we cannot grow brassica transplants. We had everybody in the world tested everything on our brassicas. The hort department, the plant pathology department, the state people at the state lab, the soil testing lab. They took samples of everything. They did everything in the world. And nobody's been able to give us a definitive answer, but I think it is because we have black rot on this farm. We can't grow our own transplants for brassicas, so what we do right now is we work with Gardens of Eagan. They're up near the Twin Cities in St. Paul, Minneapolis. It may seem, you know, why would somebody in Madison work with somebody so far away from there? Over the past 4 years, we've worked with a number of other certified organic growers for growing transplants for us. And what we get out of the Gardens of Eagan is phenomenal. They have really good quality. We put our schedule together. They plant based on our schedule. We send our seeds up there. They use our seeds. Our transplants come on the Edina Courier's truck down to the Madison office. So all I have to do is pick it up there. It's worked really, really well for us. Brassicas are a very, very big part of what we do on this farm. But because we're able to get such good transplants that are healthy, we're able to get them here when we want them. We get them here in advance so we can harden them off, and then we can fit exactly our planting dates. So we get, like in broccoli, we have 12 different plantings. Next year I'll have 14 different plantings of broccoli. So we can get those in exactly when we need to get those in. One of the things about Gardens of Eagan as well is when you look at how big of a crop our brassicas are for us, it seems like a lot of money that we're spending with Gardens of Eagan, but when you look at the quality of plants we get and the success rate we've had since working with them and never missing a scheduled planting or anything like that, it's really worth it. I look back to when I was an a young grower. Everybody, when they start out, wants to build a greenhouse for nothing. But you really can't do it. This is about as cheap of a greenhouse as you're ever going to get. And, you know, I think we've got $2,000 or $3,000 into this little bitty house. This is 18 by 100. You've got to have something to cover it. You've got to have circulation fans. You've got to have a furnace. You've got to have exhaust. You've got to have something on the ground. You've got to have some kind of benching. You have to heat it. All those different things. Everything, it's got to be reliable that you don't lose anything. And, you know, when we started out, if we'd have had an option like that, I think we probably would not have grown as much stuff in the greenhouse as we do now. For ourselves, we crop about 20 acres outside, plus the 2 acres in the hay grove and the tunnels. You know, we're still filling this place up to overflowing. Once we get this full, this house will fill up probably the middle of March, and from then on until June sometime, it is full all the time. But that really takes a lot of the burden off of us by being able to use Gardens of Eagan to grow for us. The other thing is it makes greenhouse maintenance so much easier, because we would have to have a house basically this size, maybe a little bit bigger, to do all our brassicas in it. And then that's more labor. We have to have another person there to take care of everything. This I can take care of pretty much on myself, a few minutes every day, pretty easily. So it has really worked well for us. Go Gardens of Eagan.